uncertainty of Klopp. We don't know what the hell is going to happen next season, right? We don't know who the manager for Liverpool is going to be. And I think with Klopp announcing his departure, I believe a lot of other players will be looking to leave as well. I think some of the names that we've seen there for a very long time, the 4 or 5 years, they're going to look to bounce. I think you might see Virgil van Dijk leave. Maybe guys like Trent might want to leave. We know that his contract's running down. When is he going to sign a new extension? Andy Robertson, Allison. You might see some of the big name players that you guys love possibly leaving over the summer because we don't know what direction FSG will go in when Klopp officially leaves at the end of the season. Now, a big player who's already been linked to a move away from that club, even before Klopp announced the decision, is Mo Salah, their best player, their number one guy, the poster player for Liverpool. He's been linked to Saudi for about, I'd say, since last summer. And I think next year he leaves. Well, not next year. I think this upcoming summer he leaves for sure. Why not sell him? If you're Liverpool, why would you keep Mo Salah? It make no sense. The guy is in his 30s. He's not going to get any better than what he was a few seasons ago. He's won everything that he can, and he's kind of starting to slow down a little bit anyways. I think it makes sense to cash in on Mo Salah. You could probably get 150 million for him from Saudi because he's Muslim as well. And he's going to probably go over there. And we know in Saudi, they have a bunch of big name players right now. But because Salah is Muslim, he will be one of the stars over there. So I do think Liverpool will get a big fee for him, like 140, 150 million for him. And you can use that money to rebuild your squad. And people are going to be mad and say, yo, you're an idiot. You don't know ball. But guess what? You guys sold Coutinho, right? And ever since then, you guys have been on a mad run. You don't always have to keep your best player to succeed. Sometimes it makes sense to let these guys go. And I think if Liverpool are smart with the money that they get for Mo Salah, they'll be all right. But I think they're going to struggle, man. I think once Klopp leaves, it's over. For a little bit, they're going to go back to finishing 7th and 6th, in my opinion. And just by this report right here, I mean, they're saying that Liverpool are looking at Ansu Fati and Raphinha as Mo Salah replacements. Like, are we having a laugh right now? Are you guys actually joking? Ansu Fati, the failed wonder kid? I remember when he first got his move to Brighton last summer on loan. And everybody was saying, oh, this is good for him because he's going to be able to play his game with no pressure, blah, blah, blah. Complete nonsense. Ansu Fati went from being Barcelona's next Messi and wearing the number 10 to being at Brighton. He's not good. And he cannot stay fit anymore. He's always injured. Now, I have not watched that many Brighton games this season. And I can tell you something right now. I know for a fact that Ansu Fati has been doing nothing since he's joined them on loan. And that's why Barcelona will probably try to sell him over the summer. Because he's not good anymore. They've already moved on. This is why when people see all these wonder kids and they get hyped up and call, oh, this is the next best player in the world. That's why you see the guy at Barca right now, Lamine Yamal. He looks good. But I don't think he's a sure thing. Because Ansu Fati was a sure thing. Remember? They gave him the number 10 after Messi left. If that does not show you how highly they rated him, then I don't know what else will. And a year and a half, 2 years later, he's at Brighton. Are you kidding me? And this is a guy who's in the running as a Mo Salah replacement? This is why I said Liverpool are cooked. Their ownership is terrible. Klopp literally worked miracles with them. And then you got his Barcelona teammate, Raphinha. Now, I'm not going to lie. When he was at Leeds, Raphinha was a baller. And maybe, if I'm Liverpool, you think, well, if we bring him back to the Prem and a more attacking system, and if we make him one of the main guys, then maybe Raphinha could reach the same levels that he used to. But he's not that good either. Barca fans don't want him there. They want him dropped. Raphinha, I wouldn't say he's flopped, but he hasn't looked as good as we all thought that he would. And I know that Chelsea, they got to be doing like a whoo. Because remember, they bid for him. And I believe it got accepted. But Raphinha, he just wanted Barca. I mean, and look, understandably so. I mean, if it's Barca or Chelsea, I'm not going to blame any Brazilian player for picking Barca. but it's just not worked out for him there. He does not look as good as what people thought. And I overrated him as well. I thought Raphinha was nice. I was like, yo, this guy's going to come to La Liga and do some damage. But he hasn't been able to. So Liverpool are looking at 2 Barca rejects to replace one of their best ever players? And Mo Salah? Are you kidding me? Now, I do think Liverpool have a good enough attack to where if they bring in the right profile of player, if Mo Salah leaves, they will still score goals. I like Liverpool's attack. Darwin Núñez, Cody Gakpo, Diego Jota. I really like Dominic Szoboszlai. Good players. Luis Diaz as well. So they have players there to pick up the slack, but they're not going to have that go-to talisman like what they do with Salah once he leaves. It's going to be hard to replace him regardless, because unless you're going to go out there and sign Mbappe, which a lot of y'all thought Liverpool would possibly get, but not anymore with Klopp leaving, that dream is over. So there's nobody else to really replace Mo Salah. But if you're telling me Ansu Fati and Raphinha, that's the 2 names that you're looking at, yeah, bro. If I'm Liverpool, if I'm a fan, we're going to riot. There's just no way that makes any sense. But yeah, we'll see. Let me know. I don't know if they're talking about they want both of these guys, like Fatu and Raphinha, or if it's one or the other. But let me know who you would take as a Liverpool fan. Now,